She's a travel host who has fronted shows like Stress Busters and Bare Beauty, and her job has taken her around the world. But Anita Kapoor's own wanderlust leads her to take flights of fancy where she wanders off into the world, and often alone.
I wouldn't say that they're particularly dangerous cities so much as they are cities where they're big, lots of people, and you need to keep your wits about you. It has a lot to do with the economics of a city as well. That would definitely be Mumbai or Bombay, whichever one you say. Manila, definitely. Although Bangkok is really crowded, I never really feel as if I need to watch out for anything. Jakarta, for sure. When you have big populations, anything can happen.
And one of the instances she recalled happened to her when she was at the Malaysian island of Redang.
As it is with any kind of island culture, you lose your inhibitions. It's the sun, the sand, the cocktails, the whatever. I had a particular incident which just was weird for me. Sitting at the bar in a very small resort, happened to just smile at one of the proprietors of that particular resort, and then I said goodnight, and I had a funny, weird feeling. Went to my room. 10 minutes later, that guy was knocking on the door. And the reason I know it was him was because he was saying, hello, hello. I mean, I'm going to open the door? What are you talking about, you know?
So the best tip Anita has for solo female travelers is to fly beneath the radar.
The idea of flying beneath the radar is about drawing as little attention to yourself as possible. So what I find is this: the best way is to often not appear as if you're alone. Don't go into the too much information thing. Men who are looking for opportunities, for example, tend to hang around the reception area, and they will listen sometimes to what the woman is saying, where she's going, and that's exactly what happened to me when I was 16 years old. We were 16, we said, okay, we're going to the 4th floor. And the next thing, there's a guy in his towel outside our door going, can I borrow some toothpaste? And I always hide the number of my room key. Always make sure that, you know, they give you that little folder with the room key number. I never open it in the lift. If I'm standing in the lift and it's a bit uncomfortable, I'll get off on another floor. Enter your room and leave the door wide open when you walk in. All right? So if someone's going to come in, you just start screaming and shouting. I mean, everyone's going to hear. Always check that nobody is actually in my room. Again, when the bellhop comes, throw the door wide open. Don't let the door slam shut. And if you don't feel comfortable, complain. And complain immediately. Don't wait till later.
When something happens.
When something happens or that person goes off duty, then how do you prove something has or hasn't happened? Also, when you're shopping, try not to, I know sometimes it's hard, but try not to buy that much. Because if you are in a situation where somebody touches you inappropriately or you get attacked, how are you going to do it carrying 20 bags, you know? And always know where the security counter is.
And for those who want to walk on the wild side and let their hair down,
you will get approached late at night. You will get approached in the day if you have been watched by somebody, if you have put on any kind of a display, bikini, whatever. Like I said, in my world, that's normal. In another world, that's not normal. You know, do some research. You know, don't go to the most notorious place alone. You know, if you really have to chase the excitement, go with a group of people. Understand what is the sort of pickup culture in that country. I think it's important to know these things. You know, if you standing by a bar means you're available, but you're not really, then don't stand by the bar. You can Google anything now. You know, you could Google etiquette of whatever, and you can find out. Ask other women. You know, don't ask other guys. Ask the hotel. You know, what do I do or not do? How does it work here? I'm going there alone. Will I be bothered by anybody? I was in Manila recently, and all the guys in Manila are really flirtatious, like all of them. But they're all flirtatious in a kind of a way that you're kind of like, okay, it's cool. It's very different to other cities I've been in where the flirtation is so hardcore, where even a smile, you know, can be like, hey, let's get together tonight. What?
And she warns against partying with friendly strangers.
I remember when I used to travel to the islands quite a lot, there used to be a lot of stories about young girls coming in from the UK on their gap year, going off to the islands, and then getting molested and raped on boats out in the ocean. If some guy who's like all cool and Mr. Rastaman comes up to you and says, hey, let's go on my boat. Like, why would you do it? Because you think, I'm going to be open to new experiences. No, you're not. Don't be open to this experience. Don't be stupid. We'll go on holiday, we think we need to let go. Don't be an idiot. And buy your own drinks. buy your own drinks. We don't have much problem with date rape drugs and so on here, but it's a problem everywhere else in the world because these drugs are easily available. If it means that you say, I'm actually really religious and I don't drink, and just buy your own drink or drink water all night, that's okay. You know, don't end up getting that drunk that some stranger has to take you home, you know, or that you have to get into a taxi where you don't even know where you're going. I mean, I know this probably sounds like, well, what a party pooper. Like, what fun am I going to have? But you're not on home ground.
Next up, we speak to a travel agency to get even more safety and travel tips for solo travelers.